deterrent, even if you're discovered while infiltrating a rival PF's FOB. Most PFs won't dare retaliate. But you, of all people, know how dangerous it can be to have nuclear weapons. So will you add nukes to our arsenal as a deterrent? Or will you take them away from other PFs and dispose of them to help build a world that's free of nuclear weapons? I'll leave that decision up to you.
There are 10 audio tapes, or 19 audio tapes to listen to. One of them is music. Which is that. Yeah.
We've inoculated the staff with Walbachia to keep them from becoming symptomatic.
That should also contain the infection.
How did this happen in the first place? It has to have been a Cypher spy within our ranks.
If this is so, then why the Kakango strain? If their intent was to wipe you out.
Skullface said the remaining English parasite was close to the boss. If this latest strain was his doing, he wouldn't have tipped his hand.
It is possible someone brought eggs onto the base without knowing. Stuck to their shoes, clothing.
Well, that makes the most sense to me. And where did the eggs come from?
You mentioned that your boss visited Nzoya Badiopulu.
Sure, but his gear's disinfected immediately upon return.
Then he was not the carrier.
And not just the boss. All staff dispatched to high-risk regions were quarantined on the flight back. When the symptoms first appeared, we checked and disinfected all equipment used up to that point. Any and all prisoners, soldiers, materials, and animals extracted during missions were also quarantined. So, that just leaves...
I have seen children around here. Where are they from?
all over. Some were being held hostage at a mine. Then there were the troublemakers at Bwala Yamasa.
Bwala Yamasa?
Yeah.
Their clothes, their things. Did you burn them?
They're just kids. We couldn't. And besides, not one of them's shown symptoms.
The parasites don't infect prepubescent hosts. Their vocal cords are not fully developed.
Well, if infection doesn't occur in children...
It is possible they carried eggs on their clothes, and the infection spread from them.
Check the kid's stuff.
Beat the kids up.
I doubt there is any trace left by now.
But if there is, some of those kids must be close to hitting puberty. How could we have missed this?
Beep boop. Alright. We have missions. I'm not gonna do these yet. I'm probably gonna do them at the end of the stream or in a later stream or just for funsies. But we are gonna do the ones that actually have a story to them.
Mission accepted. Heading to Afghanistan. Deploying.
And we're gonna see what these missions do for us. There's a bunch of side missions, I think, that aren't required, but have story to them as well. I'm not sure how they're gonna unlock, but we're gonna see if we can get to the true ending of this game. Kind of want to do C2W in subsistence mode. That's just kind of fun, little challenge.
Find and extract the missing CIA agent. The target was laying low with the friendly Mujahideen during the vocal cord parasites incident. The man headed back to OKB-0 after the Soviets recaptured it. Check the target's VI on your iDroid.
So, we're looking for that guy. And that's it. Well, I'm going to listen to more of these tapes to get them out of the way while we're here.
The name
Walla Yamasa got quite a reaction from. I'm guessing the Kikongo strain was released in that village.
Cypher used that region to experiment with vocal cord parasite transmission. The Kikongo strain. The settlements around the refinery upstream of Walla Yamasa
Please select a
were the
deployment
proving
point.
grounds. They would infect one villager, then record transmission speed. Dangerous work. If they failed to contain the infection, it would slip into the surrounding regions.
At which point the world found out about the parasites, making them useless as a weapon. Incredible they'd risk such a thing.
Body has
The test site
infiltrated
was
our
densely
rocket
populated
communicator.
too. A terrible place for such experiments. No doubt, they thought burning everything would wipe away all traces. The settlements were covered in oil anyway. Who would wonder if one day they caught fire? And so it did. They burned it all. Living and dead.
Just remains.
But they miscalculated. Transmission speed was far faster than anticipated. It may have been the temperature, or hygiene
Extraction
standards,
arrived at
or
Mother
perhaps
Base.
the parasites reacted quickly to Kikongo.
Enemy presence
Whatever the
detected.
reason, nearly all villages were swiftly infected, and the settlements reduced to mounds of corpses. Making matters worse, the dry season was ending. When it came time to burn the village, the Moneni River had swelled. Many of the bodies were waterlogged.
Meaning they didn't burn completely.
The corpses still contained viable eggs, and the larvae washed downstream. And when the people downstream drank that water,
That marked the end for Walla Yamasa.
I learned all of this at the mansion. I warned him of the risk of eggs getting out.
And?
We are prepared for any eventuality.
I get it. Putting the oil field back online. The oil leaks, saner. They plan to pollute the river. Prevent the spread of infection.
But the oil flow was stopped. And downstream, the people of Masa village started using the water again. The PF soldiers deployed at the village were locals, spoke Kikongo. They were infected, and the kids survived.
I've heard enough.
And who stopped the flow of oil?
Don't.
We did.
That confirms it. The source of the Kikongo strain infection was Masa village. And the children brought it here. It is no one's fault.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Seem to be gassed.
The parasites. They were tested in other regions?
Their physiology requires that they be tested under varied conditions. Another test site was in Afghanistan.
So it was the parasites there.
Both the Pashto and Tajik languages are spoken in the mountains of Afghanistan, and population density is low. Ideal testing grounds for how accurately the parasites target only the specified language. It is also relatively easy to prevent the spread of infection.
And the results?
The first test, I am told, was a success. Once the Pashtun Mujahideen were infected with the Pashto strain, they were all but wiped out.
Analysis complete.
The Hamid fighters at Smasei Fort.
It was doubly successful. No Tajik Mujahideen or Soviet soldiers became symptomatic.
So the parasites proved to be effective. What about the second test?
Also supposedly a success. A Pashtun village was the target. However, the original aim was to obtain samples of the infected. In this, they failed.
And the village?
The Soviets enacted a standard scorched earth operation.
That must have been the village where Malak lived, before being held captive at Lamahate Palace.
Having had more time to think on it, the details shared with me may have been false. They
certainly seem to like tossing their problems in the fire.
As a boy, Skullface's life went up in flames. Perhaps that is what fuels his fixation with fire.
Your Wolbachia stopped the infection all right, but I still don't get it. How can a few bacteria change males to females? I know they're only bugs, but...
It is not such a rare thing in the natural world. Many insects and nematodes are infected with Wolbachia.
but why?
They nest in the cell cytoplasm of the host, even in the egg cells, with the result that the offspring are born infected.
Mother-to-child transmission.
However, Wolbachia cannot nest in sperm because they do not have cytoplasm. So even a successful infection of a male ends after a single generation. This means the Wolbachia must resort to maximizing the population of infected females.
Sounds like an ethnic cleansing campaign on a tiny scale.
Gender change from male to female is their survival tactic.
So more females means more Wolbachia carriers, so it can keep thriving in the following generations.
But the parasites in a human host are supposed to be a mating pair. If there's no male, there'll be no offspring at all. It's killing itself.
Slow down. This tactic is intended for environments where a single male can copulate with multiple females. Originally, the Wolbachia did not infect the vocal cord parasites.
Wait, I was in that room. I didn't save that guy, because I didn't see him in the corner there.
Wolbachia,
Oops.
so that it could infect monogamous
Alright, just gonna...
The Wolbachia's greatest multiplying tactic, the male-to-female change, worked against itself in the monogamous parasites. Just as you said. Then, I performed repeated selection of Wolbachia strains until I achieved 100% certainty of male...
Prisoner, you gonna help him? Creating female
I just got spotted, or someone heard that noise.
And you say the Wolbachia affects the host of the host, that is, us, cutting off our means to reproduce?
It is almost certain. Of course, we will not turn female. After all, mammals possess no natural gender-changing function. But some Wolbachia strains can cause cytoplasmic incompatibility in the host.
Is that some cell deformity?
Put simply, it means the altered sperm of infected males kill the female's egg on contact.
And that's happened to us?
Yes. And yet, what occurs in humans is not just simple CI. To date, there are no cases of Wolbachia affecting humans. The fact that this strain causes this effect, is it the vocal cord parasite's affinity with humans? I do not know enough to say for sure.
So the parasite warps the host. Reminds me of what Skullface said.
It is the way of all organisms to create their own optimal environment. Just look at you and this space. Organisms that cannot do this are doomed to extinction. The difference with parasites is that their environment is another organism. That creates a connection between life and life. Parasitism, symbiosis, or death. In this way, the host too is challenged to adapt.
I'm just gonna sneaky peek out of here and then move along. What is he doing? Oh, he's facing that way, he's got the light. That's why he's in such a weird pose. I was wondering about that. Okay. think we can just slip away. We're pretty much in the clear. We can send this gentleman up for a little flight. And move on.
Marker removed. Marker closed.
That's the target's predicted field of movement.
Oh, he was happy about that.
Okay, subject is in.
Nobody here.
About this OKB-0 Emmerich was talking about. Its location and features match the citadel in the mountains northeast of the Soviet base camp. Built during the time of Alexander the Great, it was left in ruins following one of Genghis Khan's campaigns. Its occupants changed time and again due to war, and it was expanded on more than one occasion. Ultimately, it fell into the hands of the Soviet philosophers. The Soviet army was using it as the headquarters of its Afghan invasion force. But it would seem that Skullface's connection with the philosophers gave him license to develop Sahelanthropus there. And that's what Emmerich was doing at the place, before he got the axe. But OKB is a designation the Soviets use for weapon design bureaus. There's no way they'd have one of those in Afghanistan. And, in principle, the numbers that follow OKB are always integers above 1. There is no 0. Perhaps this was a secret facility of the Soviet and Chinese philosophers dating back prior to World War II. Though it's more likely Skullface just picked a fake name that more or less fit the Soviets' pattern. He doesn't go there often, but he sure as hell won't miss this. They use the heliport on top of the tower for his visits. Start by heading for the heliport. Then wait for your chance to make contact with Skullface.
It seems Sahelanthropus' armor is made from depleted uranium. That offers some serious protection. The U.S. military is planning on using it for its main battle tanks, too. Maybe that's where Emmerich got the technology.
Uranium? They're using nuclear fuel for armor now.
No. What they use for nuclear fuel is uranium-235, which is extracted from natural uranium. Depleted uranium is a byproduct of that process. Sort of like the leftovers, I guess. The garbage. Uranium-235 makes up 0.72% of natural uranium, whereas depleted uranium contains only 0.2%.
What are the benefits of using it for armor?
It's a pretty short list. Uranium's a heavy metal, like lead, meaning it can hold a greater amount of kinetic energy. But it also boasts a hardness closer to tungsten. That makes it an ideal material to use for, say, armor-piercing ammunition penetrators. But it's not the best choice for armor. Its volume is less than that of ceramics, but for an equal weight, you could end up with less protection.
So why use it then?
According to Emmerich, it came down to him being unable to source ceramics technology from a manufacturer. Plus, given that it's an upright walking vehicle, he wanted to reduce the bulk of certain areas. Despite all that, depleted uranium still makes for some tough armor. And Emmerich says it's been proven in live fire tests. It stops most Soviet tank shells.
Fire!
Guard post captured.
Sir, would you stop shooting mortars at my pretty booby waifu? That's really impolite of you. Yeah, I'm gonna risk it for a biscuit. Some of you will not survive this trip. That's not my problem. Have a good flight.
You gotta extract him.
I'll try.
Extraction failed.
Oh no.
Extraction failed.
Oh no.
Please select a deployment point.
Oh. She can't go there because there's no outpost there.
Please select a deployment point.
I can't see shit.
Extraction arrived at the clouds approaching.
Good to know.
You have arrived at your destination.
The target's probably already outside the original predicted FOM. You'll have to look for him yourself. Try interrogating some of the soldiers. They may know something.
What soldiers? Oh, right. I could have interrogated guys at that outpost, but I just kind of ran past them. And had the lady person knock them all out.
You have arrived at your destination.
Let's see if I can see, or... I'm gonna get to high ground and see if I can see anything. We did quite a bit of fapping about there. He says, and immediately goes pick some flowers. Ooh, flowers. Well... I'm gonna guess he's headed to the palace, because that's the only other major location on the map. So he's either there, or he's driven off entirely off the map. So let's go see if we can find him there. While we're on the way. These goggles kind of let us spot anything. Those mobility upgrades apparently make Snake run like a mother. Ooh, burb. I remember sneaking into this palace was kind of fun.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Although it can get a bit repetitive.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Development project has been added.
Okay, what do we got? That's not a person. That is.
Analysis complete.
Is that him?
Analysis
Take a good look at their faces so we can ID the targets.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the target.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
The Soviet soldier. A lot of them came from Central Asia before, but lately they've been using more and more Russians. Simple, really. There's less hesitation to pull the trigger if they're not fighting their own race. Morbid cynicism, but it gets results. That's humanity for you.
What is the point of this area? I do not know. There ain't even diamonds here. It just exists for the sake of existing. Okay, well I know where I'm headed, so let's just put on another tape and get moving.
Emmerich didn't go with depleted uranium for Sahelanthropus' armor because of its strength.
He had nukes in mind.
Exactly. It's meant to use its body as the fuel component for a nuclear weapon. Sahelanthropus uses built-in uranium enrichment archaea to melt its own body and extract uranium-235 from the depleted uranium in its armor. Those archaea perform the enrichment in an extremely short time. The concentration jumps by a factor of several hundred, from 0.2% to over 90%. The end result being highly enriched weapons-grade uranium. Sahelanthropus's body itself becomes a nuclear bomb. Emmerich says if it were to self-destruct, the nuclear yield would be somewhere in the region of 15 kilotons. Since you need about 50 kilograms of
Hear that, boss?
highly-enriched uranium...
Quarantining the target is convenient for us. But if worse comes to worst, they might kill him. You better hurry.
That's not very much.
No, it isn't. That's about what you'd expect to find in a main battle tank's armor. The point is, it can be transported anywhere, even use its conventional weaponry on
Boss, got an emergency report from the intel team. Someone has taken over the observation post north of Lamar Khatay Palace. And a vehicle has just left the post, headed for the palace. Watch yourself. This could be connected to the target.
Oh shit, he's got a helmet on. And body armor, and all the good stuff. Oh, that's fun. Observation post north of Lamar Khatay Palace, okay.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
This is a lot of soldiers. He doesn't have a helmet on. Terribly unfortunate for him.
Analysis complete.
Looks like he's headed for the quarantine target. Is he with the squad that took over the north observation post?
I really hope he's not just going to kill the target. That is exactly what he's going to do. Not even a discussion, not even a conversation, just pop pop. He's gone.
Boss, the target's dead. Mission failed.
Right, I was hoping to hear some cool plot
The
or
target has
story.
already reached the objective area. You can check the target's location on your iDroid.
No such luck.
Please select a deployment point.
Alright. Alternate plan. Intercept the guy in the car.
Please select a deployment point.
Quarantining the target is convenient for us, but if worst comes to worst, they might kill him. You better hurry.
Analysis
Boss,
complete.
got an emergency report from the intel team. Someone has taken over the observation post north of Lamar Khatay Palace, and a vehicle has just left the post, headed for the palace. Watch yourself. This could be connected to the target.
Why didn't I just put a sleep mine over there? I don't know.
Analysis complete.
Problem solved.
Kept you waiting, huh?
You gotta extract him.
Oui. Okay. Silence bird. How am I supposed to get them out of here? Okay. I'm just gonna start removing these soldiers one by one. If things go bad, then Mrs. Hum Hum is just gonna have to pick up the slack from us. Just dump this guy in the back here. Nobody's gonna find him here. Is he good? He's pretty good. Fine. Nobody's gonna hear that. It's fine.
He's coming too. Roger that.
I don't want to break the windows, because that's going to make too much noise. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Located the prisoner! He's right there where you left him.
Boss, with that panic going on, they could decide to kill the target. Hurry.
What the hell is it?
I'm trying to shoot him through the... Ah, fuck it.
That looks like the target.
Hello. Rowing!
Boss, with that panic going on, they could decide to kill the target. Hurry.
No. Don't need to cease cover fire. Keep firing. You need to fly away now. Goodbye. Mission complete. Good job. Perfectly executed.
Target extracted. Exfiltrate the
Look at
hostile
me.
boss.
I am the target now. Run away!
Exfiltrated.
We can't let them follow you. Throw off the enemies on your tail first.
Nobody's on my tail. I'm the fastest.
The coast is clear.
Yes, Gonzalez.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
See? Perfect. You even got a free car.
Development project has been added.
Mission complete. Boss.
I am the vet. A flying rat.
Boss, the target filled us in on what's been going on. He betrayed the Soviets, passing information to Langley, but got scared after learning XOF used the vocal cord parasites. Then came feelings of guilt that his leak sent comrades to their deaths, and fear that America might deploy such a weapon itself. But in reality, XOF and Langley don't have a collaborative relationship, and Skullface was not working for America. Still, I can't blame the man for being afraid. After laying low with the Mujahideen, he tried to cut his ties with the US and return to the Soviet military. But along the way, someone came after him, and he was forced back into hiding. Could have been remnants of XOF looking to silence him. And you know the rest. He doesn't seem to know much about the parasites, but nevertheless, it'd be too dangerous to hand him over to Langley or the Soviets. We'll keep him here as originally planned. Those men hunting for the target were Soviet troops who were colluding with the XOF. After securing the North Observation Post and learning the target's location, XOF sent assassins to eliminate him. Skullface had turned XOF into his personal army, but the organization continues to exist even after his death. According to the man you extracted, their orders came through the same channel as always. But is Zero really able to give orders in his current state? Or is somebody else calling the shots for XOF? For Cypher? What the hell?
What the hell is a very good way to put it. Oh no, there's even more tapes. Fire grenade ricochet. Grenade ricochet. What does that do?
Boss, come on back to base.
I guess we're going back to base. What seems to be the problem, sirs? Why is that one guy? Oh, it's the kid. Do we get to beat him up again? Yes. Let me beat him up again. Oh, I wanted to punch him.
Clouds approaching.
Boss, there's been an accident in the boys' quarters. A pile of steel pipes gave way and crushed one of the kids. The boy named Ralph. They tell me he died instantly. I'm sorry, boss. It's my fault. I should have been keeping an eye on them. I'll let you know if we learn something.
I think I know who killed the boy. It's a certain other boy. isn't it? Also, is Code Talker still in that tower? I want to go check in on him over here. I don't know if he's actually going to say anything, but maybe.
Boss, thank you for putting an end to the infection.
Was that why I was what to base?
Development project has been added.
Emmerich, I just received word from the R&D team and the transport team out of Afghanistan. They finished installing Sahelanthropus on the base. It's ours now.
All right. Don't let any of the staff...
Oh, he's not here anymore.
Especially Emmerich.
Of course. That guy's crush on Sahelanthropus is beyond a joke. Guess he really wants to see his tech stand on its own two legs this time.
That's not gonna happen.
I know it. So you've got no plans to make it operational again?
Damn right.
Boss, I want to hear it straight from you.
Hear what?
What the hell do you want with that thing? The drive is busted. It's not like it has a nuke on board. Even if the metallic archaea could turn it into a nuclear weapon, all it can do is self-destruct. Sahelanthropus just isn't a weapon anymore. It'll draw unwanted attention without even being a deterrent.
I know.
The weapon's development strut sank 2 feet under that thing's weight. That's 1 year's drop in a single night. We've started on reinforcing the strut, but there's no guarantee it'll hold up if a storm hits.
I know that too.
Boss, why keep it?
It's a mark. Us Diamond Dogs, we don't have a country to call home. That means we have no past, nothing to prove that we lived. Every one of us threw it all away when we came here. Sahelanthropus is a symbol to show that the likes of us brought at least one crisis to its end.
A mark in history. So we can't just fade away.
It's of no practical use to us. But we still need it.
A symbol of what we've done. I'm glad I sounded you out on this. Snake, on behalf of all of us, I want to thank you.
I don't need gratitude. I need security. Keep Emmerich away from that thing.
Roger that.
That is probably for the best.
Code Talker, what are the metallic archaea?
Volcanic craters spewing sulfur. Water hot enough to boil your skin off. Ocean depths of 800 plus atmospheres. Wastelands radioactive enough to kill you where you stand. There are groups of organisms that survive this fight. No, because of living in such environments.
I've heard about them. Extremo... something.
Extremophiles. By selecting certain species, then subculturing and repeatedly modifying
No
them.
niin. Se on
I
päivä
created
taas
a
pilalla.
metallic offspring of pure archaea. They subsist on metals rather than organic matter.
Why is the day so ruined?
Some even consume uranium.
Yes. Uranium enrichment archaea metabolize only uranium-235. As a result, they produce weapons-grade enriched uranium.
Have you tried being
How is
wheeled
that
instead of
possible?
tired?
Consider how
Maybe
plants
rimmed.
fractionate carbon isotopes when they conduct photosynthesis. Nature possesses abilities beyond our imagination.
Please select
So
mission.
it was archaea that brought down your chopper?
Corrosive archaea, yes. They oxidize metals, feeding off the energy in the electrons they receive. What became of the wreckage?
We had the R&D team retrieve samples for study in airtight plastic containers, of course.
Prudent. We shall extract archaea
No.
from it in good time. They should help you fight back
Please
against
select mission.
Blagana.
Any chance we could start now? It doesn't have to be a lot. I might just have another use for them.
If it's only a small amount you need.
That's fine. I'll get the R&D team to assist. Let's go. South Africa was previously suspected of developing nuclear weapons. It already had a conspicuous presence at the UN because of apartheid and its armed expansionism. But when neighboring Angola and Mozambique became socialist countries in '74,
South Africa felt hounded into a corner, so it accelerated its nuclear program to protect itself.
Roger.
3 years later, the Soviets discovered a test facility, and 2 years after that, an American satellite observed a flash in the southern Indian Ocean. It said this was South Africa conducting a nuclear test with the help of a certain ally. Skullface used the situation in South Africa to get this ally.
You
to
may have
land.
paid for whatever the fuck you want.
So it was a mutually
But I say what I
beneficial
want.
relationship. On the surface, anyway.
I figure South Africa started getting serious about nuclear weapons production in '75. In '74, the government was still able to get by with bluffing that it had a nuclear arsenal. But the year after, word spread that an independent armed group in the Caribbean was crushed by Cypher for possessing a WMD. That's right, boss. What happened to you and your men was the reason South Africa decided to push ahead with nuclear development. A force independent of any country getting its hands on a nuke. That was a threat to the existence of countries everywhere. It wasn't just South Africa. Your presence pushed a lot of countries to get nukes. The world was scared of you. You were a threat to more than just the Cold War. If nations are gears in a machine, you had the power to smash them loose and watch the whole world grind to a halt.
We are going to be trying to finish up the last of the missions. We can unlock the missions. I'm not sure if we can. Let's see what happens when we get to the... Hey, finish up. Yes. Puhu suomea perskeelles. Meillä on joku 6 tarinatehtävää jäljellä, että me yritetään löytää ne. Katsotaan, mitä Hulilupterissa näkyy. Koska... Noniin. Ei. Onks meillä joku? Meillä ei ole uutta tehtävää story missionina. Mitä mun sit pitäis tehdä? Miten tää peli etenee? Pitäis mun tehdä nää niinkun sivutehtäviä tarpeeksi vai... Mitä sä odotat minulta, peli? Mä en muista miten tää menee. Tässä on joku juttu. Jekku, jemmo. Antais mitä mä kuunnellut nauhoja tarpeeksi.
Emery, you said that the nuke Skullface was... This is yellow cake that Cypher was having the PF... What me? Code Talker. Haven't seen you eat a single thing since you got here. Let me guess. Photosynthesis?
Oh? What makes you say that?
Well, a long time ago, I knew someone with a similar ability.
Well, you are correct. Most of my body is covered with parasites. I supply them with water, and in return I receive sugars they produce when exposed to light. It isn't just my skin either. The parasites also act as my eyes. They have replaced many of my internal organs as well. It is thanks to them that I live on after over a century.
How did you obtain them anyway? Through your research?
I would like to say as much, but there is more to it than that. Let me take you back 20 years. I had hit a dead end with my parasite research. Then I was approached by a foundation. They said they had a sample of an unusual strain of parasite.
Which foundation?
Apparently they had links to ARPA. But that is all I learned. I was
Mennään kokeilemaan tehdä tää,
the ways of the world.
tämä
Just
tehtävä.
being able to study it was enough
Koska mä
for me.
tykkään siitä tehtävästä ja katsotaan sen jälkeen, että saadaanko me...
Go on.
Half in doubt, I visited them to discover the body.
Mä haluan vaan tehdä tän. Katsotaan sen jälkeen, että onko meillä niin kuin tarinatehtävä edes. Koska mä en tiedä mitä mun pitää tehdä, että ne unlockautuu. Pitäis mun tehdä nää kaikki? Koska jos pitää, niin tää on vähän perseestä. Mä en muista yhtään kauan, kun pitää puhua suomea, mutta puhutaan nyt vielä hetki.
Boss, you need to disable the Soviets' reinforcement system by putting a hole in their base-to-base comms network. Head for the Eastern Communications Post and destroy equipment. First, use the binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility.
Tää on niinku pelin toinen tai kolmas tehtävä, mutta nyt se pitää vaan ilman, että mulla pitää varusteet. Inventaari on täysin tyhjä. Muuten se on sama tehtävä.
The one that covers the parasite that lives on the surface of the skull's spine.
Ei asetta, ei varusteita, ei pahvilaatikkoakaan.
Similar to my children who live in my skin.
Marker placed.
I modified the parasites I isolated from the body of that old man, differentiating them with various abilities. One that can blend perfectly into its surroundings by exposing the pigments in its cells at will. Another that, by harboring multiple species of metallic archaea, can oxidize and reduce metal. Isolating the one that covers and transplanting it into an artificial medium should provide the same abilities as the skulls, but they can only subsist within a human body. Once transplanted into the medium, they will eventually die. Another thing, the weakness of the one that covers is desiccation. Their surface moisture loss is greater than ours. The reason they give off mist is to alleviate this by releasing the salts inside them as microparticles. Water vapor condenses around them, appearing as mist. But this dries out the atmosphere until they cannot even produce mist. And once their supply of water from the host runs out, the parasites are in danger.
Analysis
They,
complete.
along with their host, enter a form of suspended animation.
Analysis complete.
However, a similar effect occurs if they come into contact with a large amount of water. Rain, for instance. The one that covers will temporarily abandon other processes in its eagerness to absorb the water.
Fun will
Bitti
rise
Horoni.
momentarily.
Make the weather your ally.
Yeah, going up here doesn't really do us much. Oh, is he gonna come up here, actually? That could work for me. Nice. That works. I now have a gun.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Will clear shortly.
We're gonna grab this guy next if we can. So basically now we're playing on the kind of hard mode. No silenced weapons, no tranquilizer darts. None of the fancy stuff. Oh yeah, I don't...
Guard post captured.
I also don't have the, translation, so I can't interrogate people.
You have arrived at your destination.
I forgot. We lose that ability as well when we do
You
these.
gonna extract him?
Okay, well we got a gun now. And ammunition. I'm gonna steal that for good measure. Problem is... I also don't have the Phantom Cigar, so I can't skip time. And it's the middle of the day soon. I didn't think this through.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
But let's see what we can do. Oh, right. I also don't have the explosives I need. So I need to find the explosives somewhere in the base so I can use them to blow up the comms network. Because otherwise this ain't happening. So yeah, lots of stuff we need to consider. Which is why it's so interesting. Like, I think a lot of the missions in this game can be made way more interesting if you drop all that fancy gear and you remove your silenced weapons and you have to actually think about what you can do. It also makes it a lot more difficult, which you might enjoy or you might not. It's not for everyone. I would probably get ultra frustrated over time, but then again, I have been playing a lot of La Mulana lately. What do you... Because if people are still watching here right now, would you be interested in seeing me try La Mulana 2 from the start one day? I think I got like maybe 1/3 of the way through the game the first time. But I've been starting to think about giving it another go, and this time just accepting that I'm going to need walkthrough sometimes. Mr. No Game Impact wants to be timed out. Okay. Boom. You're welcome. Who's been a bad
Extraction
boy?
arrived at Mother Base. You have arrived at your destination.
But yeah, I've been seriously giving consideration of like
First, use
trying La
binoculars
Mulana
to
2 again.
locate the communications equipment at the facility.
Analysis complete.
Oh yeah, everybody's heavily armed and armored.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Analysis complete.
So yeah, I don't know. Is that even a person? No, that's a balloon. Awesome. So we need to try and find...
Analysis complete.
Holy shit, he's got an actual surface-to-air missile on his back. Awesome. I haven't seen that in the base game before. So we need to find something like an armory. That's like the first objective here.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
And I've been spotted. And there's a guy here.
Analysis complete.
Yeah, this mission might be doomed already. I don't know. Depends on what route they take. This is not good. What's in here? What's in here? What's in here? Hand grenades. Okay. This is what we need to blow up as well. So...
You've completed your objective. Now get out of the
Run away!
Mission input has been updated.
They're very grumpy about that. But it'll do. No, please don't. You don't need to.
Exfiltrated.
You can't let them follow you. Throw off the enemies on your tail first.
This game has some superior voice acting for the side characters. I love that.
Mission
Well,
complete.
we made it. Not clean, but we made it. And pretty quick, too. Didn't take much time.
Mission complete, and how? They're gonna tell stories about this one, boss.
Oh, S rank! I'll take that. Lucky as hell, but I'll take it. Obtained key item, Master Certificate marking. Battle gear has been completed. Can be deployed with units on dispatch missions. Okay.
Emmerich's finished development on that battle gear of his. Get back to Mother Base.
Let's go check it out. Does the metal box walk now? It's a baby turtle. It flies. Okay. That's pretty neat. And it's got a railgun. Because of course it does. He's adorable. Can I drive him?
The battle gear is an armored weapon developed to take on hostile bipedal weapon systems. But unlike the Soviet-funded Walker gear, the battle gear still hasn't been properly field tested. I'd like to assign a combat unit to take it on dispatch missions, so that we can evaluate its capabilities and reliability. Assuming you've got no objections, give the order to dispatch the unit from your iDroid.
Okay. We shall do that. Good job, Robot Boy. We have a new techno toy. The Robot Boy and his techno toy. E-I-E-I-O.
Boss, we need evidence to prove our suspicions about Emmerich. Head to the central base camp in Afghanistan and recover that AI pod. It's time we purge Diamond Dogs of that traitorous parasite once and for all.
There we go. The story's progressing again.